Hey, what's up, guys? It's that time of the year again. Evil predictions for 2018. Joining with me is Sonic Soul. How's it going, buddy?
Yo,
Mir is on vacation, so he hasn't been included, and everyone else is busy. Busy. So, how are we gonna do it this time? Usually we name like 1,000 different players, but I think looking at the points right now of the standings for the CPT, the top 5 players all are very strong right now, and they're all players that people should be looking out for. So I think what we should do is let's just go down the list from number 1 to number 5, and then we'll talk about that, and then maybe some people that are a little under the radar, maybe, and then we'll talk about who we think are going to win, our top 3 for first, second, and third. So let's do it that way first. Okay, so let's start with Fujimura, who is currently at 1,961 points. He's ahead by a long shot, over 400 points on the second place person on the standings. So he's really dominant right now. I mean, Fujimura has been dominant for a really long time, and of course he's from Japan, and he mains Ibuki, who is one of the top 5 characters right now. And looking at his record, we're gonna name like the big tournaments, the ones where we're really stacked, mostly premier tournaments. He got first place at Fighter Spirit, first place at Stunfest, first place at CEO, and then recently second place at VS Fighting. So super dominant player. Yeah. So what do you think about Fujimura, Sonic?
well, overall with Fujimura, obviously he was known as Yukadan as well, and I've known like him since when he played Nash in season 1, and up till now he's been more or less like really like popping off really in like season 3 now, more or less. And just seeing how he's able to like put someone like Infiltration in the blender and basically make him guess, and even have Infiltration scared like that, like I feel like Fujimura is definitely a strong competitor in terms of dealing with like world-class players.
Yeah.
And with his current results, like he's definitely a really good contender for taking Evo. And again, you know, Ibuki, he definitely got to deal with the mix-ups that he has.
Oh yeah, he's got a great character.
It's funny too, because every time you see a highlight of Fujimura, it's always like with V-Trigger too. It's always with low forward.
Yes.
So you definitely know like he's the one that's going to be going for that often.
But I don't think that gives him enough credit. No, he's really good at decision making too. He always does the optimal choice with Ibuki,
That's
whether
right.
it's releasing all the kunais, even in neutral. I think he makes great decisions on the fly. You know?
Yeah, always doing max damage as well. I feel like he's definitely very optimal overall. I do agree with that.
Yeah. So I mean, he started with Nash, and like he came out of nowhere too. And some people did know about him before, but yeah, he's always been using the strong characters at the time, and he's always been dominant. So you know, we look at Fujimura's record; it's absolutely insane. His rap sheet is insane, and then on top of that, highest amount of points. But despite this, there's still a lot of people that feel that Tokido is the strongest Street Fighter V player right now. Why do you think like some players are not giving Fujimura enough credit here? Why do you think that is?
I think it's just established, like, first of all, for Evo, for instance, like, we already know Tokido won, like, Evo last year.
Yeah.
And recently we've known that, you know, Tokido has won stuff like E-League. He got first place in it. He got first place at NCR 2018, and first place at Tiger Uppercut. And, of course, he was fourth place Evo champion as well. Evo Japan champion as well. So, overall, like, his record's really good, and obviously he plays a strong character with Akuma. And I just think, again, like just on the basis alone of the other things that Tokido has been doing to like level up, like again the set that he had with Daigo, and along with other just events that he's been through, like I feel like Tokido has just been very strong overall, and has just been well represented as a really strong player.
Plus, like, you know, as a fighting game competitor, we all grew up, you know, looking up to Tokido. I feel like he's been a very strong favorite for a long time. You know, a lot of people love Tokido as a player, right?
He's been playing every fighting game, I believe.
Not just Street Fighter. Yeah, that's another great
every
point.
fighting game.
Yeah, at a very high level. So, okay. Well, let's talk about Tokido officially now. He is, well, he actually, if you look at the points, he's third place right now.
Yes.
He's under Infiltration at 1,370 points.
Yep.
Another Japanese player like Fujimura, and Tokido uses Akuma, of course.
Yes.
Big records. He got 4th place at Evo Japan, well, was one of the first premieres of 2018, and then he got 1st place at Tiger Uppercut, 1st place at NCR, and 1st place in E-League, which isn't a premier tournament, but it was a very tough tournament to win, of course.
It's an invitational, so
Yes.
all the good players were out there.
Yes. Unfortunately, he did not attend VS Fighting, which was the premiere from last week, the most recent premiere, so it's kind of hard to gauge where he is right now, but of course, we know he's a dominant player, so he's definitely worth noting. I'm sure he's one of the big favorites to win EVO. Of course, like you said, he won EVO 2017. So where do you think Tokido is at right now?
Well, I think Tokido is doing okay right now. Just CEO. I remember when seeing that, like, Takamura gave him a run for his money early on.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
The speed
he's
run.
been able to, yeah, exactly. Like 2-something minutes long.
That was a good clip, bro.
But aside from that, of course, we see with E-League that he was able to come back strong, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like he's completely bad from that one instance, or that he's washed up, like most people try to, like,
Oh, yeah,
basically
of course
brush
not.
up.
Yeah.
He's definitely not. Like, he's still very strong.
Yes.
I just feel like him not attending VS Fighting, though, he might be like other players in the sense that he might be preparing for Evo. So
Yes.
it could be that reason.
Yes. Okay. All right. Moving on, the third player I want to talk about, Infiltration. He's the 2nd place on the leaderboards right now at 1,530 points.
Yep.
Infiltration is from Korea, and he mostly mains Minot, but of course he knows a lot of other characters such as Juri or Chun-Li, for example. And yeah, he's got a great record. I mean, he started off very, very strong this season, winning EVO Japan 2018.
Yes.
And then he got 1st place at Final Round, which was great because that's when he revealed his new sponsorship.
Panda Gaming.
Yeah, Panda Gaming, and then he got 1st place then. 2nd place at Stunfest, 3rd place at Combo Breaker, and then very recently he got 9th place at VS Fighting. And that's actually a funny story that I want to bring up, is that him as a Minot player, he got taken out by the other 2 Minot players, Sako and Justin Wong. I mean, Goichi, I guess, counts too, but Goichi and DBZ. But I thought that was hilarious. In Infiltration's defense, though, as you said with Tokido, because Tokido was supposed to be going to VS Fighting, but he said on his Twitter he was canceling his trip. I didn't see the reason. I don't know if that got updated, but Infiltration, on the other hand, used VS Fighting as a way to experiment quickly for EVO, as he noted, with the V-Trigger 2 Minot.
Yeah, he picked V-Trigger 2.
Yeah, so we saw that. I'm not sure what Minot V-Trigger 2 brings to the table, especially in the mirror match against Minot, because that's what he used against Jaewon and Sako. I'm not sure if it allowed him just some more pressure to get in close, but I'm sure V-Trigger 1 can do that as well. I don't know. Yeah.
I still don't understand the pick for V-Trigger 2 yet. I mean, of course, Infiltration knows best what he wants to do.
Right.
Maybe it's just the fact of, it allowing him to be a little bit more. It's a little more easier to control.
Yes.
So he doesn't have to really do as much as, say, Sako would normally do. For instance, he doesn't have to work as hard, so he can focus more on the hit and run playstyle and kind of like cash out damage through V-Trigger 2. But you can already do that with V-Trigger 1.
Yeah.
And it's very like it's unique and it's very flexible. So I don't understand the change.
Well, that's why he's experimenting, right? I don't think he'll be using it during EVO, but Infiltration, he's a lab monster, and he creates a lot of tech, and he always has surprise counter picks up his sleeve. So I'm sure we're going to see that during EVO, so definitely don't count Infiltration out.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll be excited to be watching him real soon here. So the 4th player is going to be NL. He's at 1,261 points. NL, of course, is from Korea, and he mains Cammy. So NL, he got 1st place at Saigon Cup, 1st place at Combo Breaker, and then very recently 3rd place at VS Fighting, and he is known as the strongest Cammy player in the world, which is a big deal right now, being the strongest Cammy. So yeah, what do you think about NL?
Well, a lot of people, like, when they commentate on NL's matches and stuff, they say he's very, like, robotic. Like, he's always, like, knowledgeable of, like, how plus he is, like where exactly like situations are, and just in general, like again, just he knows the situation by frame. Like of course, like every other like player, like they obviously have to look at frame data and stuff, but they make it seem like his playstyle is very robotic. So I think that kind of helps NL in a sense. Like he's able to see his situations and know exactly what he does.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good trait for him to have.
Yeah.
And of course he's playing Cammy. Cammy definitely got buffed, and I remember the Core Abe gaming video that was made between NL and Oil King, two people on the same team, and how he feels as though like he does get a little bit of a backlash for playing Cammy, but he understands that like the character he's playing is really strong, and he's able to also, you know, show how strong he is as a player through Cammy as well.
He's always used Cammy, but let's make something clear here. The top 5 players that we're mentioning all use the top 5 characters. I mean, these aren't angels here. These are competitors. They're playing to win. That's just how it is, man. So, anything else you want to talk about NL, man? I'm going to move on to number 5.
No, NL, more or less, he's pretty solid.
Yes. Okay, Mumble number 5 is Daigo, and this is very recent that he was pushed up to rank 5. Daigo right now is at 1,202 points. Daigo, of course, is from Japan, and he mains Guile. His track record: 3rd place at Evil Japan, started off really strong. 2nd place at NCR, 4th place at Stunfest, and then very recently he is the champion of VS Fighting. He got 1st place using Guile. So Daigo started off really strong, kind of fell off a little bit. I mean, Guile got some changes recently, and then he's bouncing back. I mean, Daigo was getting a lot of top 8s in these tournaments, so I thought it was only a matter of time before he was going to win a major. I was cheering for him during VS Fighting just because he hasn't won a major yet, and I'm glad. You know, one cool adjustment that Daigo has made is the fact that he switched over to V-Trigger 2 with Guile again now recently. Yeah. So, in case you guys don't know, Guile got his V-Trigger 2 nerfed with the Sonic Boom conversion. He can't cancel into it from a Sonic Boom, and thus he can't combo into it from a lot of combos. So Daigo usually just does a sweep, raw activates into V-Trigger 2. But it definitely suits his style more, you know. When I watch Daigo play V-Trigger 2, he feels more comfortable with it. And I'm almost positive he's going to use V-Trigger 2 again for Evo because, you know, he won the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Use it. It's great.
Flash, bro. Made Flash.
Yeah. So Daigo's coming off really strong right now. Like I said, he's the last player to get 1st place right now in a Premier. So he's going to go into Evo really hot. So we'll see.
Yes.
Depending on the brackets on how it goes, we could definitely see Daigo up there in the top 3 for Evo. I mean, there's not much to say on Daigo. You know, everyone knows Daigo, so it's like, we can just move on. Okay, so that's the top 5 players, and like I said, these 5 players definitely deserve to be the top 5, point wise or whatever. They're definitely the killer of the killers right now. Because Street Fighter 5 is very stacked, but all these players have won their premieres, you know.
They've all shown a lot of consistency across multiple majors.
Yes.
So it's not just like them, you know, just coming out of nowhere. They've been showing that they've been successful.
Right.
So.
Okay, so there's 2 other players I want to mention. These players are not high up there in the points, but I think it's worth mentioning, okay? So, first one I mention is NuckleDu from the US, who mains Guile, Mika, Cammy. I mean, Guile, Mika, Cammy, right? Am I missing anyone?
Yeah. It's mostly Guile, but yeah, our Mika, Cammy are like his subs.
Okay. So, NuckleDu got 9th at CEO, and then he recently got 1st place at Defend the North, which was being held at the same time as VS Fighting. Okay.
It was fun seeing that.
Yeah, and that's great too because NuckleDu revealed his recent sponsor as well, and then won the next tournament. So, you know, good stories. So NuckleDu is coming off strong as well, and he'll be representing the US and with Guile. So using a strong character, but he always has great counter picks or whatever he needs for his matchup. And I think NuckleDu is a player, that is definitely worth mentioning to look out for. In Evo, even though he's not way up there in the points, but he is 6th place actually. Now that I look at it, jeez.
And you have to also remember that he used to be Capcom Cup champion.
Yes,
like he was the first one.
Yes.
So just from there, he's been somewhat consistent, but obviously like the switching and sponsorships and
that's right.
All that other stuff has been a lot of personal stuff has been like getting to him, but he's been able to show that he's bouncing back.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, the next player I want to mention, well, I personally want to mention, I don't know if you want to mention it, but is going to be Xiao Hai. I think we have to talk about Xiao Hai, man. So, okay, well, first of all, let me put in his record, okay? Xiao Hai is from China. He mains Cammy, and he got second place at CEO and second place at Abogate Cup. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Oh, man, I'm terrible.
Yeah, it's Abogate Cup, I think.
Abogate Cup? Okay. And he did not attend VS Fighting. Alright, so the story of Xiao Hai is that he's been playing Street Fighter V for a long time now. He's been doing well in it. But in 2018, he kind of just disappeared, right? So he's been focusing on KOF or whatever he's been focusing on, right? And then, you know, Cammy gets a little bit of buffs here, but, you know, she's always been strong. And then all of a sudden, it's almost as if he's like, you know, there's a lot of money here. Maybe I should try Street Fighter V out again, get second place at CEO. And then the next term, right after that, second place at Abogate Cup. And it didn't seem like he was really practicing. It just seemed like he was playing the same Cammy he's always been. And then now he goes MIA again for VS Fighting. So, I don't know, man. I think if Xiao Hai really practices hard, gets his mindset back into Street Fighter V, I really think he can dominate EVO. This is the stars have aligned right now.
I mean, that's why he didn't go to VS Fighting, probably.
Right.
So
for how strong Cammy is, and how strong he is with the character, I think it's just like the perfect time for him to come back.
Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely.
Okay. So, but like you said, he didn't attend VS Fighting. I really hoped he did, so we can see where he is at right now. But yeah. Okay. So those are the players that we want to mention. Of course, I know you guys have your favorite players that are like, hey, what about so-and-so? There's so many players, man. But these players would have the strongest chance, I would say, to get top 8 at EVO.
Easy.
Okay, let's talk about our top 3 players just now. This is going to get a little wild here. Sonic, you go first with your first, second, and third. This is tradition we do here on the channel.
Yeah. So, I think Fujimura is probably like my easy number 1, like the first to probably take EVO.
Okay.
And then after that I have Tokido, and then lastly I have NL.
Okay.
The reasoning I guess behind like Fujimura obviously being number 1 is again like he's been showing like consistency overall within the
most consistent player.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously he's top on the CPT leaderboards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like overall he's been showing dominance. And again, I'd like to mention just how scared he has people when he's playing them. Again, Infiltration said, I think in Stunfest before he was gonna fight him, or it was. I think it was in Stunfest before you fight him. There was a Twitter video where he talked about how he was just scared of dealing with the mix-ups that Fujimura had. So again, it's that fear I feel that Fujimura has, or that Fujimura can play up. So that way he's able to like.
I don't think anyone wants to play him.
No. I think Fujimura is pretty consistent and solid pick for like winner of EVO, number 1 hands down. And then I picked Tokido obviously because like he was EVO champion last year. Yeah. And he's again recently with his winning at E-League particularly, like I think he's pretty solid for the most
second most consistent player and has proven to be a champion at EVO. From a gambler's perspective, Sonic, you're doing well. Number 3.
And then my third choice is NL.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was tough for me between Infil and NL.
You gotta throw a Cammy in there, you know?
I just wanted to throw a wild card there with NL. And
you mean a Cammy, Sonic? Come on.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah,
like,
keep it real.
It's Cammy. It's Cammy,
you gotta
bro.
throw a Cammy in there. Come on.
God forbid. Definitely know it's Cammy, bro.
So good, so good. Okay, my top 3. You know, I've been doing this top 3 for a long time now. For EVO predictions, I'm gonna spice it up this time. I'm gonna get a little crazy. First place, I'm gonna say that Xiao Hai takes it. There's my Cammy. Xiao Hai's gonna take it, man. If he practices, if he really wants it, I'm telling you, man, he's gonna come out of nowhere. Boom, he's gonna take it. First place, Xiao Hai.
I mean, I guess, but why not? Why not NL? Like,
I don't know, man. When Xiao Hai got to second place twice in those 2 premieres, it just seemed like he wasn't even trying. I'm telling you, man, he's holding back.
The hidden power level.
If he wants it, he can take it. Alright, Xiao Hai, if you listen to this, man, take it, please, so I can prove everyone wrong. Alright, second place, Fujimura for the exact same reasons you put him as first.
Of course.
And then for the third place, I'm spicing it up again. I already put my Cammy, so I already got my first, so I can't say NL, but I'm going to say Daigo takes it, because, you know, Daigo's really hot right now, and I think that V-Trigger too, I think he's figured it out, man. I think he's got it. We'll see Daigo in top 3, man. So Daigo third place. Alright, before we wrap up this video, Sonic, tell me your favorite. Who do you want to win Evo? Regardless of these points, regardless of the stats, who you want to win Evo? Lay it on me.
Oh, you already know. 3. Bonchan. No, I'm going to keep it 100. Like, of course.
Okay. Okay, Bonchan.
That's the win.
My favorite is going to be Momochi if he uses Cody. If he uses Cody. I want Momochi to win it. But he wasn't using Cody at VS Fighting. Shame on you, Momochi. Hopefully you're saving the tech for us. V-Trigger 1 would be nice. But if not, then probably my favorite would be for Xiao Hai, just so I don't get buried in the comments.
Wow.
Too good, too good. Okay, let's wrap up this video. Guys, let us know below your Evo predictions for first, second, and third place. And who your guys' favorite is going to be. Like I said, let us know in the comments below. Do us a solid. Please like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon even though it doesn't do anything. And yeah, can't wait for Evo, man. Can't wait to see the announcements. So till then, guys, Sonic, thanks for chilling with me, doing these predictions.
No doubt.
And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Peace.